everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another MLB 19 The Show Diamond Dynasty video. We got a brand new event that went live today in Diamond Dynasty. It's the right-hand man event, and I think it's similar to last year. They may have named it something differently, but the rules are, as you can see on your screen, you can only use right-handed hitters, you can only use left-handed pitchers. Your maximum team overall is a 77, minimum of 55. Quick counts are on, and it's 6-inning games. So free to play, of course. You see the rewards here. If you get 25 cumulative wins, and this is going to last all the way until April 30th, so a little over a week. If you get 25 wins during that span, you get a Diamond overall, a Diamond 86 overall, Ryan Braun. And then there's some other rewards. If you win 12 in a row, of course, you win a Diamond Live Series card. 15 wins gives you a gold card, 10 a silver, 5 a bronze. So I'm going to show you guys my lineup, and I'm going to show you how maybe you can build the best lineup for this event. So what we did is we jumped over to theshownation.com, and if you don't know how to get there, the easiest way I can describe it is theshownation.com/dashboard. That's going to kind of get you where you need to go, but you want to click Community Market, which you can see up here at the top of your screen, and we have all these really cool filters. So I'm going to show you one that I have pre-saved, but basically what I did is I looked for, I went to additional filters, and of course we can only use, right-handed batter. So I looked for people who have, and we're only facing, left-handed pitchers. So I looked for the best contact against lefts, and I said I'm going to set a minimum of about 85, maximum is 125. And then I'm going to add a second filter, and I'm just going to go power against left. This one I just put 125. For some reason, if you put a number in the minimum section, the filters just don't work the way we want. So I'm going to go ahead and hit search. And this is going to give me all of the positional players, no matter what position, that have a minimum of contact versus lefties is 85, maximum of 125, and then it shows their power rating here. So we're going to use this to try to build our team, and honestly, this is a good way to find some of those really sneaky budget players for this event. Now, once you do this, you can save this search. Just so you know, you go to save, which is over here. It's going to ask you to name it, and then when you want to get back to it, you can go to save searches. Here it is for me. It's called event. Just go ahead and click it, and it auto-populates everything I just did. So now, what I did is I went position by position. So we're going to start at catcher. Go ahead and hit search. And now look at this. These are all the catchers in the game that have again, contact of 85 or above against lefties. And then power, we just get to see those ratings by putting the 125. So if you're looking for some budget players, I mean, Jason Kendall, look at this, 96 contact versus left. He costs 329 stubs. You're going to put in a buy order for it. You can probably get him for like 340, 350 easily. Jorge Posada. I don't know if he would be eligible for this event because he's a switch hitter. So never mind that one. Wilson Ramos, my bad. 91 contact versus left. Pretty solid card. He's going to be a little bit better defensively. We got Posey, Benito Santiago. I used this card for a little while earlier in the year, or at the beginning of the year. Pretty solid card, 92 contact versus left. Jason Kendall, if you want to go diamond, 120 contact versus left, definitely an option there. But he's a little more expensive. So for my money, budget card wise, I would go with this Jason Kendall. Now, I'm specifically searching for contact right now. If you want to flip this around and delete your contact number and then say, I want a guy with a minimum of 85 power, and I don't really care too much about contact. I want power, I want home runs. Just flip those numbers that I did, and here you go. You got Joe Torre and, of course, Gary Sanchez, who I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be facing during this event. I have him on my team, and I'll show you guys that in a moment. He stinks when it comes to contact, but 91 power versus left for a silver card. He's going to help you keep your overall down, because remember, you have to keep that around a 77. He's definitely a little more expensive than Kendall, of course, but he's still a good option there. So let's move along now, go over to first base. I'm going to continue on the kind of contact and hope we can get some power searches. So now let's go to first baseman. There's some pretty decent ones here. Of course, you're going to have your diamonds, but we're looking for budget players. This is Paul Konerko, 82 overall gold card. His price actually looks like it's slightly going up from this afternoon, but he's got contact 94 versus lefties. great option there. Jose Abreu can hit the ball very, very well. His 85 contact, and he brings some power to the plate. Some of these guys that we're going to look at with their contact ratings, not the greatest at all. I'm sorry, with the power ratings are not the greatest when we're looking at just contact, but Abreu is kind of good in both areas. So another really good budget card, under 1,000 stubs. One thing to point out is that all of the cards that we're seeing on this list are only cards you can buy. So you may have some cards that you got from maybe team collections or just various collections that are not going to show on this list. So make sure you kind of explore that, and I'll show you guys with my first baseman why I pointed that out. So second base, let's go ahead and take a look. We'll go through all the positions. I'm not really going to focus on pitching for this lineup update. I'll show you my team in a moment. Second base, Brandon Phillips, really inexpensive diamond option there. Contact versus left, 104. For my money, I'm going with Whit Merrifield. Not only does he have good contact versus left, which is a 98, a little bit, he's lacking power. He's pretty fast too, so if you can get him on base, he can definitely steal for you. Some other good options down here. This Jose Altuve, 94 contact versus left, only a bronze card, so this one will keep your overall way down. And he's 325 stubs right now. Great budget item. Once again, we'll go over to third base. Now this is where I'm kind of using up some of my overall points. You guys already know I got Nolan Arenado on my squad, so we're gonna have to use him. Contact 104, 99 power. No doubt that he'll be one of the key players on my team. But here are the rest of the cards. There's that reward card from Braun. Contact versus lefts, 125 power, 114. That card's going to be filthy even if he's coming off the bench. But now you see when we hit third base, there's a lot of really good cards out there. Here are your budget items. That Josh Harrison looks pretty solid with 96 contact versus lefty. And then if you want to go super budget, David Freese, 91 contact versus left. Moving on to shortstop, pretty good ones here. Cal Ripken, pretty cheap diamond, 87 overall. He's going to give you 90 contact versus left. Trevor Story's a good budget option because he not only gives you the contact but the power. Same with Javier Baez, but he's pretty expensive. Correa, not a bad option for contact. Looking for guys who are going to give you the contact at shortstop. There's only 1, 2 that are above 90 or 90 or above. So I would go with Cal Ripken there if you want 90 plus. For my money, and I have Cal Ripken starting, and maybe we're going to switch this eventually. For my money, Trevor Story's probably the best option because he's giving you contact and power. Moving on to the outfield here, lots of different options. Left field, if you want to keep people at their core position, their true position, Jackie Robinson's probably your best bet because, he's giving you power and contact above 100, and he's pretty cheap. And I think for this card, let me just double check at his stats. I think he's pretty fast too, 78 speed. So he has a first baseman card out there that you could have earned from Conquest that's much, much faster. But here are your options. Not really a good budget item out of this group. So I actually did go out of position. I think Ricky is a good option for a leadoff. If you don't mind spending the stubs, contact 109 versus lefts, and he's got the speed. So if you can maybe bet him leadoff, get him on base, he's going to cause some problems there for your opponents. Center field, I'm actually going with Mike Trout. Again, you guys will see my lineup in a moment. But Trout's there, of course. He's very, very expensive. Carlos Gomez, this is a pretty good looking card. Power and contact is right in there, and he's fairly cheap to get, not too expensive. Lorenzo Cain's probably going to be your best budget item. His price is kind of going up a little bit. It was a little less expensive earlier this afternoon, but contact versus left 100, and I believe he's got some decent speed in there as well. And then last, right field, there's some pretty good options there as well. Let's go ahead and hit that search button. Of course, there's Vlad, Mookie Betts, Tony Gwynn, all great options, all expensive options, of course. But if you go down towards the bottom, Charlie Blackmon is always one who hits pretty well against lefties. Let me take that back. He's a left-handed batter, so you can't use him. My apologies. A Vizel Garcia. We're going to talk about him in a moment, but he contact versus left 90. And this is his base card at 77 overall. Nick Markakis is a good option. Jose Martinez is a good option. He's got 94, and he's fairly inexpensive, and he's going to keep that overall down, along with Nick Castellanos. So those are all the cards, just positional players, as I had mentioned here. So let's go ahead and just take a look at my team here. I'll kind of show you guys my thoughts on what I did here. So as we enter the event, We luckily have been able to keep it at that 77 threshold. It is 6-inning games. When I was first building this lineup, I thought it was 3-inning games. So I'm kind of punting on my starting pitching here, keeping guys all around like the bronze and silver area, I should say. So I'm not sure how this is going to play out, but I'm hoping that maybe I can get 2 innings out of these guys every game. In a 6-inning game, we'll see. If I start giving up tons of home runs, we may have to sacrifice our lineup to get a little bit of a better edge in starting pitching there. For my bullpen, I basically punted these 2 positions. So we just went with the lowest players possible, 56 and 58. And then I feel pretty confident. There's no superstars in this bullpen, but this silver Chris Sale always does very, very well for me. Then we got a little bit of, Brett Cecil. He's very well-rounded. Tons of different pitches. Stats look good. He'll probably be my closer. And I got a couple flamethrowers. We got Jose Alvarado with the 99 velocity. We got Tanner Scott, who's a great budget item, 99 velocity. And of course, you can use those filters on the Show Nation to find guys like this. You can do an overall filter and say, show me all of the guys who have, a 70 or less overall with 99 velocity. So that's how I found some of these items. And I think for my pitching, we might, have to flip things around eventually. But that's basically who we got in the bullpen. And then here's the lineup. I don't know if this order of them is final, but we got Mike Trout at center field. We got this first baseman, Jackie Robinson. He's got 91 contact versus lefties, 95 speed, so if we can get him on base, we might be able to steal some bases as well. Of course, we got Nolan, we got Cal Ripken Jr. there, though he might get demoted, I'm not sure yet. If we need to go after some better pitching, maybe we move Story into this slot and just get rid of Cal completely. Lorenzo Cain, so we're playing him, I believe, out of position. Yes, we're playing him at left field. A really good fielder, and he has the contact versus lefty is 100. 94 reaction, 80 arm acceleration or accuracy. I keep messing that one up. I'd say all that to say he's a pretty good fielder, and he's going to give me some good contact there. Whit Merrifield, who's been kind of a goon for me. Batting average 333 out of 60 at-bats. He's on my main team. He plays very, very well. Here's my guy, Avisail Garcia. I'm killing his name, Chad. I'm killing his name. But if you take a look at his stats here, he is, I believe, the White Sox reward card for completing their team set. Take a look at that contact versus left. 125. No doubt we had to keep him on the team. So there he is. And then we went with Gary Sanchez, who I might move up in my lineup. But there's kind of the just all power at bat. For my bench, we still have Trevor Story. We have Jason Kendall and then Paul Konerko. So I figure in a 6-inning game, I'm not going to have to go 5 deep on my bench for pinch hitters. So we got 3 guys who I can call to the plate, and then I just punted these positions. But I went with fast guys, so Isaac Galloway, 94 speed, Terrence Gore, 95 speed. Their low overalls help me keep it behind that or below that or at that 77 team threshold. So there's the squad. We are entering the event, and we should be live streaming some of these games. Probably not until Wednesday, but we'll see how this team plays. If you guys got any budget sleepers for me or for the rest of the community on this event or any strategies you want to share, leave it down below in the comment section. Any questions, hit me up there as well. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.